Kevin's Imaginary World. The suggestion you left to watch said anime on my moderator module, I was like, I'm doing requests. Let's go ahead and take a shot at the first episode. Fucking no, man. Fucking no. Just fuck. Let's just get into it. Let me explain why I'm just like freaking out a little bit right now. So, pretty much what's going on is that I had a couple of requests on my moderator module. Kevin's Imaginary World left me a request to review this anime. I say that very loosely because it's might as well just be called Japanese stereotypes. And I have to read off the damn title because it's so fucking long. It's Onii-chan no Koto Nanka Zenzen Suki Janain Dakara ne. And all I'm gonna say about this show, I did watch the first episode, so I would have a clear understanding what the fuck I was saying before I made this review. It's a fucking show about fucking incest, for the most part. This is like a little plot twist at the end of the episode one. It's not like ridiculously shocking considering the fact that this is an incest. Now I didn't know that when I watched it, obviously. Why in the hell? I feel like this was some trolling shit. And if it wasn't, what the hell? If it was, then ha ha ha, motherfucker. Like, if you, I think what it's supposed to be is a comedy. It's supposed to make fun of it by over dramatizing it. I'm not 100% sure what the fuck this show was supposed to be. It's only the first episode, so I don't know if it gets better, but it's about incest. I don't expect it to get better. It looks like it's going to turn into a harem with incest, which just makes it so much worse. Makes it worse for a few reasons. One, I have a little sister, so this just bugged the shit out of me. I watched the full episode though. I had to do. I don't know what it is with me, but I can never like just stop in the middle of an episode unless the episode's really fucking boring, or it's like, or either that or I get really distracted. Two, we're in One Piece with the Ace and Luffy half brother shit. This didn't help that. This actually fucked me up, and it's three. It's just wrong. Incest is wrong, people. The fuck? Why do people watch this shit? But I'll explain the episode. I'm not gonna go in that much detail because there's really not much to go in detail in. Pretty much the episode starts off. It's actually focusing around the girl than it is the guy, which is not what you would expect. The guy has a dream. The older brother has a dream that his sister is trying to sexually harass him. He's like, oh, thank God it was a dream. Wakes up, his sister's right there next to him sleeping. Now, what he doesn't realize is that the girl, his little sister's name is Now. And the girl, that's the reason why I know her name is because she's like the main character for the most part. She's actually pretends to be asleep and making sexual advances towards her older brother while she's sleeping. But her brother is like, doesn't know that she's awake and is just pretending to be asleep. And so she's legitimately fucking with her brother sexually. And it's not in the sense that she wants to just see him riled up. It's literally because she wants him to take advantage of her. It's like she wants him to fuck her for the most part. And it gets interrupted because her mom comes in going telling you to wake the fuck up. And he wakes up and then she pretends to wake up. And then she sits up on his bed and there's an obvious panty shower because then, you know, it's an incest anime, so you really wouldn't, you kind of expect fan service. And before I keep going, let me just explain something to you. You would think because this is a fan service anime and an incest anime, you would expect the characters to be high. The characters aren't even high. Like, there's no redeeming factors. I will say the opening theme is somewhat catchy, which is really fucking sad because that is a waste of musical talent on a fucking incest anime. I mean, just why don't you just make and the girls don't even look hot. They have like the weirdest characters. It's like, no. none of the girls are even remotely good looking. Regardless, if you like drawing, if you're talking about art style, or if you're actually talking about sexual attractiveness, they don't have either. So it's fucking ridiculous. It actually kind of ticked me off because I'm like, man, you could at least make the girls attractive if you're gonna go with this plot line. I didn't realize this until after the fact, but still, pretty much the rest of the rest of the first half of the episode is literally. She's with her friends. They're going to school. She eats like his food, and she explains pretty much that her brother is a pervert, and he is. He's a blatant pervert, but his shit makes sense. He's just a pervert because he's a fucking 14-year-old boy who watches porn and masturbates. It's not anything that didn't. That was like, all right, whatever. I mean, fuck. He has a lot of weird fetishes, and she has like the bondage fetish, which if you don't know is pretty much the fetish where you like to be strapped up and tied up and beaten. It's really weird. It's like a spanking fetish where you like to get hit and bruised and shit. Then fucking he has the little sister fetish, which is really where his problems come into. And this one bugged the crap. He has an addiction of watching, like, playing these games and watching some of these anime slash doujins or hentais and shit that revolve around older brothers and little sisters hooking up and shit. That one's kind of off. The bondage one is off too, but at least the bondage one really wouldn't be like sexual preference, but it's really fucking weird. But they don't even focus on him that much. And beyond the point, he's not like a horrible character. He's just a brother. He's just a dude. Really, he's just a dude. There's a whole bunch of awkward scenes and shit that happen in this show. It's ridiculous. There's actually a scene where he's sitting there with a popsicle in his mouth, and his sister comes. Oh yeah, now is a fucking freak. He gets out of the bathroom, right? He's got his clothes on, everything. He's going out. She's going into the shower. His dirty clothes are in a hamper. She sniffs his dirty clothes, and it's even. I will say there is a funny moment. She goes, "Even I'm disgusted by how much I'm enjoying this right now," because she's sniffing his dirty clothes, and then she sees his boxers, and it cuts over, and he's eating a popsicle, watching TV, and she comes out in like a bathrobe intentionally to fuck with him, and then she realizes that he's eating her popsicle, and they start fighting about the popsicle, and obviously the towel falls off, and she is naked in front of her brother, and their mother comes in, and it's like, you're about to die, older brother, who has a name, but I just don't remember it, and I don't really care to, because I'm not watching any more of this shit. Kevin's Imaginary World, what the fuck? Why do you request things? And why didn't I look up the fucking description? Anyways, after that point, I guess the older brother decides to make it up to her and buys her a whole box of fucking popsicles and then leaves for school because he's still a little disturbed that he saw his younger sister naked. And she's a dick, even though she ended up liking it on some level, but it was still a dick move. So she's like, I'll offer to help and I'll clean up his room since he bought me popsicles. Her ulterior motive is to find his entire porn stash, which for a 14-year-old boy, he has a lot of fucking porn. It's ridiculous. Even porn aficionados would be offended, be kind of mad that this nigga has so much porn. He has a lot of fucking porn. I'm gonna put a rating on this one. Actually, I will put a mature rating on this fucking review because it's ridiculous how much random shit I'm talking about right now. And she decides to get rid of all of his porn except for his incest porn because, you know, she wants to be fucked by her older brother. And she finds this fucking photo album and realizes she's not in any of the pictures, and she wonders why. This is where somewhat of a plot twist comes in. It's not a very interesting plot twist, nor is it a very surprising plot twist. Pretty much, first off, her mother catches her with all of his porn, and then goes, you know, she offers to clean his room. It's like, oh my god, he has so much porn in his house, and his mom freaks out, and then he comes home from school, and he gets his ass whooped because he has a whole bunch of fucking porn in his room. And you know, mothers and porn, that shit never mix. Well, actually it does. It's called adultery, but that's not the point. After that, that happens, and literally he just gets harassed. He gets called out with his mom and his dad. His dad and she does kind of a funny thing and tries to take all the bondage porn with him. And the mom's like, "What are you doing?" And it's kind of funny. And then he just goes to his room and says, "Fuck it." Luckily, she did not find his digital porn, so he's sitting there playing an online incest game. And it's funny as hell to me. Meanwhile, the Nao goes downstairs and talks to the parents and goes, "Why am I not any of the family portraits?" Pretty much what the explanation is that one of the dad's best friends and his wife got killed in a car accident, and their daughter was injured but wasn't hurt. The daughter was now, so technically she's adopted, which is funny because I called that shit like before, like 5 minutes into the anime when I realized the anime was about incest. I'm like, she's probably adopted. I didn't think they threw it up. I didn't think they would throw it in this early in the series, but which is like the first damn episode. But I called that shit. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this off the request list. This shit is done as far as the requests go. Kevin's Imaginary World. I've seen your videos. He's kind of a Pokemon fan, so I don't know if he was thinking of the right show because there's another show that has Onii-chan in the title. But the one he linked the damn trailer in the damn moderator module. So my mind is thinking that he instinctively knew that this show was about incest. And I am a little disturbed and not confused, and a little confused because I don't even know, my brain is tripping, and I thought, and y'all probably laughing your asses off right now that I accidentally watched the fucking incest anime without fucking knowing it. So ha ha ha, motherfuckers. And the episode really ends with, oh yes, and I guess I should finish it off. She gets shocked about the fact that she's a that she technically is not her. She technically doesn't belong to that family, but it's not for the right it's not for the right reasons. She gets shocked because now she can't have an incest romance with her quote unquote brother. Then she goes back and she accepted it because now she realizes she can get married with him because they're not blood related. And so she's like, woo! And the episode ends where she goes in there to thank, because the older brother is the one who really wanted her as a sister anyway. And that's the reason why he treats her like an older sister. And she asks her parents not to tell him that she knows that she is adopted, quote unquote. And she goes into his room to thank him and realizes that he's playing the porn game and unplugs it, and the episode really ends with him screaming, going, "No, I didn't tell the porn game!" But that is the end of the episode. This is a fucking review for it. Request done. Why? It's not. Luckily, it's not like it doesn't really go that crazy with the incest, but just the premise of the show is horrible enough. The characters are really ugly in the sense that you just don't want to look at them. It's not even a graphic horror. This ain't even about graphic anime. The animation sucks. The fucking character models suck. The drawing style is fucking horrendous. The parents, for whatever reason, the adults look okay, but every child looks disturbingly weird. Especially the main characters. It's just fucking weird. It's just, why in the hell would you make this? I mean, the characters aren't even attractive. On any level, on an animation level, on a drawing level, on a sexual level. These characters don't look nice at all. The premise is fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. What the this is actually, I would rather watch Bleach. That's sad. Would I rather watch Bleach over this shit? I mean, even knowing the premise, in the way that the end of the episode ends off, I'm betting this is gonna turn into some harem incest related shit, and it's retarded. Why, Kevin's Imaginary World, did you fucking request this? But I'm a man of my word, and this was one of the only requests I could do, because I'm not doing fairy tale reviews. I think the other shit was like a Toonami video. I'm not doing that. I've already done a Toonami video. The last thing was Pokemon couples, which I can do later, like way later. And a lot of the other requests were like Pokemon related. And I can do that later. But this is something I thought you guys might enjoy me freaking out over a fucking incest manga, because why is this even exist? It's like you know of porn, you know of incest, but this is a legitimate anime. This is a winter 2011 anime. I bet you this wasn't even what he was talking about, and that makes it even so much worse. I hope this isn't what you were talking about. I hope what I just watched was not the show you were particularly talking about. And if it was, I gotta wonder why you put the trailer in the link. Why did you? It's what fucking A, man. I don't even know what I'm gonna use as a thumbnail for this video, because everything in this fucking show is like fan service. My brain hurts. My brain legitimately hurts. I have a headache. I need to go take Tylenol now. Fuck. Fuck it. Fuck it. There's the review. Hope you're happy. Just, I might just disable comments on this. But at that point, it'd be like, why did you upload it in the first place? But, I mean, I'm used to porn, so this doesn't irk me as much, but it still irks me a little because it's still incest porn. My sister's, like, in the house, and this makes this, like, annoying as hell for me, because it's just like, why do people even think, like, what is the motive about, like, how do you think of your siblings in that manner? And he's perverted because he actually does look at his sister that way on some levels. But I mean, he knows that she's adopted, so with him, it's not as bad. But even that, he still has enough honor to be like, no, I'm not going to do it. But still, it's... The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck?